Chapter 51:14. In his previous life, he did indeed like to bring all kinds of women around. Although he wasn't sick, he would still do regular checkups. I don't care. I want to be with him. He said that he wants to be with me. Lan Yi was very persistent about this matter. If he doesn't like living here, I can accompany him to the human world. The Lan couple's expressions changed. The human world was a very dangerous place. It wasn't suitable for them to live in. Dad, Mom, I want to be with him. He said that he wants to be with me forever. Lan Yi pulled the Lan couple. No matter how they tried to persuade her, it was useless. Little Yi, you also heard what Grandmaster said. That person isn't clean. He has many women outside. If you really go back with him, he won't treat you well. Lan Yi said fiercely, I'm a snake spirit. If he doesn't treat me well, I'll raise him up high. The Lan couple, Bai Yuming, almost jumped up. So in her first life, when she met Lan Yi in her original form and pestered Lin Kai, she was actually raising him up high? The Lan couple wasn't afraid that Lin Kai would do anything to Lan Yi. They were worried that Lin Kai would find other monster hunters to deal with Lan Yi. How could an ordinary human hurt their daughter? Their daughter's nature wasn't bad. She had been cultivating with them since she was young. They often told her not to hurt the innocent. They believed that she wouldn't cause trouble. At this time, the Lan couple's gaze fell on Tanghua. They knelt down in front of Tanghua. Grandmaster, we have a request. We hope that you can help us take care of our daughter. We only ask that Grandmaster can protect her life. You don't need to care about anything else. The two of us are willing to give all of our collection to Grandmaster. Tanghua knew this. This was exactly what she wanted. Sure. Since this debt was caused by Lin Kai, we can't just leave like this. In that case, let Lan Yi go back with him. With me here, you don't need to worry. Her life won't be in danger. Thank you, Grandmaster. The Lan couple were straightforward people. They quickly took out their collection. Tanghua randomly picked a fruit and told them to take back the rest. The two of them didn't understand. However, since the demon catcher had already promised them, they believed that Tanghua would definitely do her best. Walking out of the snake demon cave, Lin Kai's expression was crumbling, especially when Lan Yi was still hugging his arm, making his scalp go numb. This kind of snake spirit that focuses on cultivation is very pure. You deceived her. This is the cause. She will follow you from now on. This is the effect. As for when it will end, we'll have to wait for the day when she comes to her senses, Tanghua said to Lin Kai. She was as methodical as the person in his memory, giving him a headache. No wonder he didn't like this kind of inflexible woman in his previous life. She wasn't gentle, she wasn't cute, and she spoke so bluntly. Who would like her? Lin Kai didn't say anything. Obviously, Tanghua wouldn't be tempted by him. And that Bai Yuming, why was she by Tanghua's side? If he had been saved by Bai Yuming, things would not have been so troublesome. How hateful, how hateful. What was he to do now? He should go home first. Staying in that pitch-black cave almost suffocated him. Lin Kai, are you tired from walking? Do you want me to carry you? Lan Yi asked. Bai Yuming held a piece of grass in her mouth and said disdainfully, You're still a man. What's the point of being carried around by a woman? You can't even endure this little bit of hardship, yet you still dare to walk around. It's all thanks to the little snake spirit that you're still alive. This can be considered fate, Lan Yi said shyly. Little White Rabbit, you're right. If I hadn't found him and brought him up, even if he didn't fall to his death, he would have starved to death at the edge of the cliff. Lin Kai, what a headache. Chapter 51:15. When Lin Kai returned safely, Mr. and Mrs. Lin rejoiced and asked about Lin Kai's well-being. They also noticed Lan Yi, who had been hugging Lin Kai's arm. Seeing this little girl's adorable appearance, the two of them understood that Lin Kai had probably coaxed her again. This son of theirs just couldn't stay still for 2 days. Fortunately, he had already broken off his engagement with Tanghua. Otherwise, this scene would be so awkward. The two of them secretly looked at Tanghua's expression. Seeing that she was the same as before, not angry, they finally relaxed. Kai, who is this? This little girl had been following Lin Kai. It seemed that she was planning to follow them home, so she had to ask more questions. Sigh. Hello, Auntie Lin. I'm Lan Yi, from the mountains. Lan Yi introduced herself politely. I'm now dating Lin Kai. He told me that he would be with me in the future. Bai Yuming added, speaking of which, if Lan Yi didn't save Lin Kai, he would have either starved to death or fallen off the cliff. Bai Yuming's words changed the way Mr. and Mrs. Lin looked at Lan Yi. If that was the case, then they really needed to thank this little girl. This isn't the place to talk. Let's go back first, Mr. Lin said. Everyone agreed. So they all boarded the helicopter and returned home. Lin Kai was now complaining incessantly. He had no interest in falling in love with the snake spirit. He understood himself very well in his previous life. Whoever saw the true face of a snake spirit wouldn't be able to live with her. In the afternoon, everyone returned to the Lin family. Mrs. Lin wanted to arrange a room for Lan Yi, but Lan Yi refused. I want to stay with Lin Kai. He used to stay with me at my house. Mr. and Mrs. Lin were speechless. Their son was too much. This little girl from the mountains didn't know anything. How could she trick someone like that? But they didn't know that Lin Kai was dizzy and only wanted to refuse. Tangwa didn't care about Lan Yi. She could do whatever she wanted as long as she didn't hurt anyone. She just wanted to keep the other party alive. Moreover, she didn't think that Blue Leaf would necessarily lose out. Letting the other party torture Lin Kai a little longer was also a good thing. As soon as Lin Kai came back, Lin Kai's father decided to let him take over the company. This made Lin Kai very happy. If he was busy with the company all day, he wouldn't have to deal with Blue Leaf. He could eat and live in the company. Right now, he really didn't have any interest in women. There was no way he could woo Tangwa. Even 978 had fallen out with him. In the past 2 days, he had called 978, but the other party had not responded. It was most likely that she had really given up on him. Since that was the case, he could only live his last life well. Lin Kai hid in the company and didn't see Lan Yi. Lan Yi also didn't have the intention to make trouble. He saw that Lan Yi was obediently staying at home and didn't cause trouble for him, so he didn't care about this matter. Little did he know that Lan Yi had left a mark on his body. As long as he had intimate actions with other women, Lan Yi would be the first to know. This mark was a kind of sorcery. When the time came, it would have some effect. Lin Kai didn't go out to mess around. He went to work obediently. Lan Yi was too lazy to care about him. As long as she stayed at home, it was fine. Another reason was that Bai Yuming pulled Lan Yi to go shopping all day and be some human girl. Chapter 51:16. Taoist Priest, how did you know that I'm possessed by demons? Lin Kai was pleasantly surprised. He did not expect an expert to come to him. He secretly rubbed his hands together. If this Taoist priest could take away the 2 demons in his house, he would be relieved. You have the mark of a demon on you, the Taoist priest said. Also, I can see 2 types of demon aura around you. Have you met someone recently? Taoist priest, can you really take in demons? Lin Kai asked urgently. To be honest, there are 2 demons living in my house. However, as a normal person, I can't do anything to them. In order to avoid them, I rarely go home. They haven't done anything yet, but I don't know if they'll do anything in the future. Taoist priest, since you can tell that I'm possessed by demons, can you help me get rid of them? That's why I'm here. When I passed by your building, I felt that it was unusual, so I came up. My intuition was right. You're possessed by demons. Chunjua said. Sizzle. Lin Kai immediately understood that this Taoist priest could help him get rid of the demons. Taoist priest, as long as you can take away the 2 demons in my house, you can ask for anything. Also, I'll give you 2 million. What do you think? Chunjua's eyes flashed. His expression was calm as he said, let's talk about it in detail. Those 2 demons are quite skilled. I'll need some preparation before I can take them in. Demons have a very sensitive sense of smell. I can't go to your house. They'll run away as soon as they smell me. Then, I won't be able to catch them. Then what do you plan to do? I plan to set up a formation in the suburbs where there's no one. Then, you'll lure them there. As long as they're lured into the formation, they won't be able to use their powers. It'll be easy to catch them. Lin Kai's face was filled with joy as he agreed. All right, Taoist priest. I'll cooperate with you. Chunjua nodded. Then I'll go find a place to set up the formation. Just wait for my notice. Taoist, I'll ask the driver to follow you. If you need anything, you can let me know at any time. At this moment, Lin Kai couldn't wait for Chenhua to take Bai Yuming and Lan Yi away as soon as possible. Before Chenhua could leave, Lin Kai suddenly said, Taoist, one of the demons is a snake demon. Her parents are both python demons. If they know that I'm cooperating with you, they'll definitely come for revenge. Oh, there are actually 2 python demons? Chenhua couldn't hide the excitement in his eyes. Don't be afraid. We'll deal with the younger one first, and then we'll deal with the elder one. If they are too powerful, I will call some people over. If they dare to come, I will make it so that they will not be able to return. Hearing Chenhua's words, Lin Kai was completely relieved. That's good. I'll get rid of them all in one fell swoop. System 978 stopped the conversation between Lin Kai and Chenhua and could not help but say at this point, 978 was filled with regret. It was because it didn't have any experience in controlling living creatures that it picked Lin Kai as a scumbag host. It had done a lot of harm. No, now it was self-inflicted. It's none of your business, Lin Kai retorted bluntly. Chapter 51:17. Go out to play? Lan Yu was very surprised. Lin Kai, have you thought it through? You actually want to bring me out to play? Where are we going? Although Lan Yu looked very innocent on the surface, after Bai Yuming had taught her all kinds of evil in the human world and showed her all kinds of television dramas where humans deceived fairies, she was now very alert. From the fact that she did not pester Lin Kai and instead went out shopping with Bai Yuming every day, it was obvious that she was no longer obsessed with Lin Kai. Lin Kai said, You've been here for so long. Don't you want to go out? Don't you feel bored staying at home all day? Bored? Lan Yu was puzzled. Why would I be bored? I have activities every day and my schedule is full. I'm not bored at all. Lin Kai was speechless. The culprit, Bai Yuming, ate her ice cream silently and even took one for Tanghua. She whispered in Tanghua's ear, I think Lin Kai definitely has bad intentions. Do you believe me? You're saying he wants to harm Lan Yi? That's right. Bai Yuming whispered, My hunch is very accurate. This person is scum. He's up to no good. Ms. Bai, Ms. Tang, do you want to go out to play? Lin Kai suddenly changed the topic to Bai Yuming and Tanghua. He had already asked the Taoist master. His array formation was very powerful. As long as demons entered the array formation, they would be at his mercy. Even if someone wanted to do anything to them, they would not be able to do anything. To avoid arousing suspicion by only inviting Bai Yuming and Lan Yi, he decided to invite Tanghua as well. This way, the 2 fairies would definitely not suspect anything. When they arrived at their destination, he would lure Tanghua away and let the Taoist master capture the fairies. Where are we going? Tanghua asked. We're going to have a picnic in the suburbs. Didn't my parents and your master promise you to protect me? I want to go out and I'm afraid something will happen. It's safer if you come with me. That way, what happened last time will not happen again. Tanghua nodded gently. All right, I'll go with you. Then I'll go too. It's not fun to leave me alone at home. Bai Yuming said. Seeing that Lin Kai was talking to Lan Yi again, she whispered to Tanghua, This guy won't even let me off. A few days later, Lin Kai drove Tanghua and the others to the outskirts for a picnic. Lan Yi sat in the front passenger seat. Lin Kai thought that Lan Yi would chatter all the way, but he didn't expect Lan Yi to only lower her head and play games. She didn't seem interested in him. He observed Tanghua and Bai Yuming from the rearview mirror and realized that Bai Yuming had been looking at her beautiful nails. They were long and had red nail polish. There was even a small, shiny diamond on the nail. What about Tanghua? She sat upright and still. No one knew what she was thinking. Chapter 51:18. Tanghua nodded. No problem. Tanghua took the fishing rod and walked to the pond. Lin Kai was relieved. It was indeed easier to trick people from the mountains. However, he didn't know that Tanghua, who was fishing by the pond, put down the fishing rod and threw the bait. Then she took out her phone and sent a message in the 3-person group. This 3-person group was made up of Tanghua, Bai Yuming, and Lan Yi. This group was created by Bai Yuming. She felt that Lin Kai, this bad guy, must be up to something, so she created this group so that she could inform him of any news. Tanghua, there's an array on the hill over there that's specifically targeted at you. It's the legendary demon sealing array. Once you step in, you won't be able to use your demonic power and will be beaten back to your original form. By yumming, I knew Linikai was up to no good. He asked us out to play because he wanted to set a trap. Lanyi, why would Lin Ikai do that? By yumming, what else? He thinks that you're pestering him and keeping him from being free. Didn't I tell you before? Ordinary humans would rarely accept living with fairies. The power of the fairies was something that they envied, but also feared. Because he's afraid, he wants to get rid of you. Lanyi, I didn't want to hurt him. I just followed him home. By yumming, that's why inexperienced fairies like you are the easiest to trick. His feelings for you started from your appearance and ended with your true identity. Lanyi, Sister Tang, what should we do? Actually, I've thought it through. I'm not an idiot. If a person keeps rejecting me, how can I not know that he doesn't like me at all? Besides, there are so many fun things in the human world. Even if I want to live in the human world, it might not be for him. If I don't live with Linikai, I can go shopping, eat good food, chase celebrities, and play games. Tangua, he wants to kill you. Do you hate him? Blue Leaf, I can't say that I hate it. I'm still a little disappointed. Little White Rabbit has taught me a lot during this period of time. She's made me understand a lot of things. After a while, I plan to go back and visit my parents. I want to bring them to the human world for a walk. Then, I'll go back and focus on my cultivation. Sister Bai, do you still have more of the bracelets you gave me that can conceal the aura of fairies? Can you give me 2 more? Tangua, of course. She didn't expect Lanyi to figure it out so quickly. Speaking of which, it was all thanks to Bai Yumming. Bai Yumming also gave Tangua a smug look. In any case, she was already living her third life. For an ignorant little girl to give up on someone who didn't like her was something that could be done in a matter of minutes. Tangua, later, Linikai will probably find an excuse to lure you over. I'll teach you how to change the formation over there. The 2 of you, come to me immediately to get the spirit stones. When the time comes, you can use them to change the array formation. After seeing this message, the 2 of them put down the things in their hands and quickly ran to Tangua's side. Not long after, Linikai said to Lanyi and Bai Yumming, mushrooms will grow over there every time it rains. Come with me to pick the mushrooms. Bai Yumming and Lanyi looked at each other. They were looking forward to seeing the effects of the modified formation. With great anticipation, they took the basket and followed Linikai to pick the mushrooms. Both of them were fairies. Their movements were extremely fast. Linikai was an ordinary person and couldn't detect them at all. As for that demon catcher Chenhua, he was afraid that his aura would be exposed and alert the 2 of them. Therefore, he was quite far away and couldn't see them at all. Peek. Chapter 51:19. Linikai saw that the 2 did not doubt him at all and followed him into the array formation. His nervous heart relaxed a lot. After today, these 2 demons would not live in his house, and he could live the rest of his life in peace. Linikai, you said there are mushrooms here. Where are they? Lanyi looked around for a while and did not see any mushrooms. She turned around and asked Linikai, yeah, where are the mushrooms? Bai Yumming pretended not to know anything and asked the same question. Linikai looked around. He was actually looking for Chenhua. When he saw Chenhua coming down from the hill, he was delighted. Linikai, what did you do? Lanyi asked angrily. She pretended that her demon power was sealed by the array formation and questioned Linikai. Bang! Linikai threw the basket. You are a demon, and I am a human. How can we be together? I already said we are not suitable, but you insisted on pestering me. I have a home and can't go back. What do you think I am doing? I just want you to leave. But you are the one who asked me to be with you. If you didn't want me to be with you, would I force you to be with me? Lanyi asked, puzzled. Yes, it was Linikai who provoked her from the beginning. She didn't understand those things at all. If it wasn't for Lin Akai coaxing her, she would only save them and turn around to leave. She wouldn't be entangled with him. On the mountain where the 3 of them lived, humans would often get lost. Her parents had told her since she was young that she could not hurt innocent people. Otherwise, they would not be able to cultivate and become immortals. So every time they saw someone get lost, they would use spells to lure them out. She had also used spells to lure the people who came in with Lin Kai out. If Lin Kai had not provoked her, pestered her, and coaxed her, they would not have been fated to be together. Why was he blaming her in the end? Was this the scumbag that Little White Rabbit was talking about? Lan Yi secretly nodded. This was indeed a scumbag. Don't waste your breath on them. Chun Zhua had already walked over. When he saw Lan Yi and Bai Yuming struggling, he could not hide the excitement in his eyes. Leave these two fairies to me. Lin Kai cupped his hands. Thank you, Taoist priest. Please make them disappear from my sight forever. No problem. However, as soon as Chun Zhua finished speaking, a lot of white fog appeared in front of him. Chun Zhua shouted, Monsters, stop struggling. This is the demon locking formation. After saying that, he made a hand seal and the white fog in front of him dissipated. He immediately saw Blue Leaf's position and rushed over to attack him. Very quickly, Blue Leaf was locked up by him. When he went to catch the other fairy, he realized that there was no trace of her. Chun Zhua furrowed his brows. After searching for a long time, he had no choice but to leave with Lan Yi. He didn't want to stay here for too long. According to Lin Kai, there was a monster hunter over there who had a good relationship with these two monsters. Next to the pond, Blue Leaf held his chin. Big Sister Tang, will Lin Kai be beaten to death? No, he'll only suffer a little. When the monster hunter discovers that he's Lin Kai, he won't take his life. However, they should be able to find him. Tangwa said, they won't discover him so quickly. Before they do, Lin Kai might suffer a little. Bai Yuming, Big Sister Tang, you're really too amazing. You only had us throw a few small spirit stones, and you actually changed the demon sealing formation without them noticing. System. Hehe, the host has even more amazing tricks. After living for so long, isn't it normal to have some tricks up your sleeve? Big Sister Tang, can a fairy like me learn this kind of formation? Bai Yuming asked expectantly. Lan Yi was also looking forward to it. I want to learn it too. Big Sister Tang, can I learn it? Of course. I'll write down some of the formations for you guys to study on. Tangua was just speaking when Bai Yuming's expression suddenly changed, and she spat out a mouthful of blood. Tangua hurriedly grabbed her wrist and discovered that her heart had been damaged. Chapter 51:20. She took out a pill and fed it to her. What's going on? Big Sister Tang, something happened to my big brother. Bai Yuming's mouth was full of blood. She grabbed onto Tangua with all her strength. Please, help me. Big brother must have encountered danger when he came to find me. It's all my fault. I shouldn't have stayed here. I should have gone back earlier. That way, Big brother wouldn't have encountered any danger. Bai Yuming cried sadly and anxiously. In her previous 2 lives, her big brother had never encountered any danger, so she didn't care about this. Only now did she understand that every life couldn't be exactly the same. There were many things that could happen that couldn't be predicted. When it happened, it would be too late to regret. Don't panic. Can you sense your big brother's direction? Bai Yuming hurriedly nodded. Yes. I can sense his presence. He's very dangerous right now. To be able to send such a signal to me, it should be because he used a secret technique. His Yao core has already shattered. Big Sister Tang, please help me find my big brother. All right. Since you can sense it, let's go. Tangwa didn't hesitate. Can you sense his range? Bai Yuming, he should be in the human world. Big brother most likely came to the human world to find me. Perhaps it was because he had encountered those monster hunters. Ordinary Yao hunters can't do anything to him. It's very likely that he encountered a group of them. Although Bai Yuming's heart meridian was damaged, it didn't affect their speed. Tangwa even gave her a pill, which healed her injuries by more than half. She didn't have the time to be curious about how miraculous that pill was. Right now, she only wanted to find him immediately. Next, Bai Yuming sensed her big brother's direction. Tangwa and Lan Yi followed her. With their speed, they traveled very far in just a few hours. At this time, they had already arrived at a seemingly abandoned village. From the appearance of the houses in this village, it was obvious that no one had lived here for a long time. The houses were collapsed, and wild grass grew around them. We're almost there. I can sense Big Brother's location. Almost there, Bai Yuming said with a look of relief. Big Brother is still alive. There was no need for Bai Yuming to say anything. She could already smell the stench of blood and a thick, demonic aura. She followed the scent and quickly ran over. Soon, she arrived in front of a tall old house. This old house didn't seem to have suffered much damage, perhaps because the materials used to build it were different. She didn't see any monster catcher in this place. Therefore, she guessed that Bai Yuming's elder brother must have used a secret technique to shatter his monster core to escape to this place. Given the other party's current situation, he should not be able to walk anymore and could only hide in this place. However, hiding here was only temporary. Chapter 51:21. Xiaoming, you go first. Those monster hunters will catch up to us soon. Let's split up. Bai Yuming said, No, you're lying. You just want to trick me into leaving first. Big Brother, don't worry. I brought a friend with me to help you. I brought a very powerful monster hunter with me. Yitang thought to himself, Are you serious? My little sister brought a monster hunter with her to help? Did this girl hit her head when she went out? Yitang sniffed carefully. Sure enough, he smelled the aura of a monster hunter. Whoosh! At this time, Bai Yuming had already found Yitang's position. Tanghua and Lanyi followed him in. The first thing they saw was a Buddha statue, and that monster hunter was right behind the Buddha statue. After the three of them entered, Bai Yuming hurriedly said to the Buddha statue, Big Brother, you should come out first. Our speed is very fast, and we should be able to avoid those monster hunters with you. As long as we go a little deeper, those monster hunters won't dare to chase after us. Bai Yuming didn't need to say anything. Yitang was already planning to walk out from behind the Buddha statue. His little sister had brought a monster hunter with her, so what was there to be afraid of? The monster hunter outside had the aura of a monster hunter, and he didn't dislike it. Since he didn't hurt his little sister, he wasn't necessarily a bad person. When Yitang walked in front of the Buddha statue, Bai Yuming hurriedly ran over. Looking at the big gray rabbit in front of the Buddha statue, she burst into tears. Yitang asked, Why are you crying? Big Brother, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have run around. If you hadn't come to look for me, my monster core wouldn't have shattered. Yitang said, I didn't come to look for you. Yitang's words stunned Bai Yuming. She wiped her tears. If he wasn't here to look for her, why did he come to the human world? I just wanted to take a stroll in the human world. I didn't expect that the monster hunters outside would be so unfriendly. Bai Yuming said, So it was because you ran around that you almost died and became rabbit meat? You can say that. Yitang's gaze fell on Lanyi and Tanghua behind Bai Yuming. Lanyi was a monster. He could still feel that Tanghua's aura of a monster hunter was very strong, and it wasn't the kind that made people hate her. The vigilance in his eyes. Bai Yuming hurriedly said, Big Brother, this is Big Sister Tang. Her full name is Tanghua, and her profession is a demon hunter. She's not the kind of demon hunter that we usually encounter. She won't harm good spirits. Tanghua? The vigilance in Yitang's eyes disappeared. Of course, he was now a rabbit in his original form, so not many people could see anything from his eyes. Hello, demon catcher. My name is Yitang. When Tanghua heard this name, she walked closer and stared at the big gray rabbit on the incense burner table. Your name is Yitang? Are the two of you siblings? Bai Yuming replied, I followed my mother's surname. Yitang nodded. I follow my father's surname. My father is Black Rabbit. My mother is a White Rabbit. Bai Yuming continued. Then my brother neutralized it and became a gray rabbit. We have a younger brother, a Black Rabbit. Tanghua looked at the big gray rabbit and saw that it was staring at her without blinking. Even though its monster core had shattered, it was still very calm. This reminded her of that person. She couldn't help but reach out and pat its head. Then let's go first. Otherwise, the monster hunters will come soon. Yitang. Okay, I'll listen to you. Thus, Tanghua grabbed the rabbit's ears and lifted the big gray rabbit called Yitang up. She carried it in her arms and turned to walk outside. Chapter 51:22. Bai Yuming retracted her hand. Just now, she was still thinking about what to say to make her big brother agree to be carried away. Big Sister Tang was indeed different when she made a move. Needless to say, her big brother didn't seem to have any intention of objecting. Bai Yuming watched as Tang carried her big brother and hurried away. She even patted his head from time to time, and her big brother didn't resist at all. She was terrified. No way. Could it be that her big brother's temper became better after his monster core was shattered? What scared her even more was that her big brother actually fell asleep while being hugged by Big Sister Tang. He didn't seem to be on guard at all. Just now, wasn't he questioning Big Sister Tang's identity as a monster hunter? How could he be so relaxed now? Sizzle. This was too strange. Bai Yuming couldn't help but fill in the blanks. In the end, she looked at Tang's face and froze for a moment. Big brother couldn't have been captivated by Big Sister Tang's beauty, right? Heavens! Her big brother was actually attracted to monster hunters. How come she didn't notice it before? Not even 5 minutes after Tanghua and the others left, a group of monster hunters rushed into the house where Yi Tang had been hiding. They've already escaped. There's more than one monster's aura here. They haven't gone far. Hurry up and chase after them. But it was already too late by the time they wanted to rush out of the house. Tanghua had left a formation plate in this place to prevent these people from chasing after them. It was a trapping formation, enough to keep them busy for several days. She walked at a moderate pace while carrying Yi Tang. Seeing that Yi Tang had already fallen asleep, she took out a medicinal pill and put it in his mouth. Yi Tang immediately woke up. Seeing that it was the pill she had stuffed into his mouth, he immediately swallowed it. His ears, which were originally erect, also softened as Tanghua stroked them. Tanghua said, "Not bad. It feels good to the touch." "Tongzi, you're getting carried away." Tanghua returned with Yi Tang. She was a bold person, and she wasn't afraid of being chased by monster hunters. If those monster hunters knew what was good for them, they'd better not provoke her. As for Linikai, whom Chenhua had mistaken for Lan Yi, he was brought back to his residence by Chenhua. He was tied to the side and saw Chenhua looking for materials with his own eyes. He guessed that Chenhua was planning to use him for alchemy. After collecting all the materials, Chenhua decided to dig out the Yao core first. Aiming at Lin Ikai's dantian, he dug into Lin Ikai's dantian, and this scream also caused the illusion in front of him to disappear. Chenhua also saw that it was Lin Ikai in front of him, not the snake spirit blue leaf. Chenhua's expression changed drastically at that moment. He was wondering why he didn't take out the Yao core. Chapter 51:23. Tanghua brought Yi Tang back to the Lin Ikai's house. Ever since the Lins handed over the company to Lin Ikai, they saw that Lin Ikai was doing a good job, so they let him go and went traveling when they had nothing to do. He just went out a few days ago and probably wouldn't come back for a few months. Therefore, even if Tanghua brought a rabbit back, no one would ask anything. But even if Lin Ikai didn't show up for a while, no one asked anything. Lin Ikai's life was definitely not in danger. As long as Chenhua touched Lin Ikai's blood, the illusion would be broken. As for when Lin Ikai would come back, it would depend on Chenhua's eagerness to dig out the monster core. She didn't expect that Chenhua would be so eager to dig out Lin Ikai's monster core on the same day. Before Lin Ikai was sent to the hospital, he informed the company's assistant that he had something to do. Tanghua also received a call saying that Lin Ikai was in surgery. Knowing that his life wasn't in danger, she didn't plan to see him. Lan Yi and Bai Yumeng were very interested and wanted to see how Lin Ikai was doing. However, they were afraid that Chenhua would catch them if he found out. Therefore, they looked at Tanghua with pleading eyes. Tanghua had no choice but to go with them. Of course, she had to take Yi Tang with her in case something happened while she was away. Those monster hunters were trapped in that house and probably wouldn't come out for a while. She put a collar around Yi Tang's neck to hide his monster aura. Bai Yumeng found that her brother didn't even resist. She said that he was hopeless. Her brother had actually let the monster hunters put a collar around him. He had completely fallen. Yi Tang noticed Bai Yumeng's strange look, but could this be compared to the joy he felt when he found his wife? Not to mention a collar. He would have no problem putting a collar around his neck. In this life, he awakened the memories of his previous life not long ago. He searched the fairy lair for a while and found no sign of Tanghua. He guessed that Tanghua might be in the human world, so he came to the human world. He didn't expect that he would run into a group of monster hunters as soon as he came out. They seemed to be having some kind of meeting. He was quite unlucky to have been surrounded by dozens of monster hunters. In the end, he had no choice but to shatter his monster core and escape. If Tangwa had come a little later, he might have really died. Some of the methods and magical treasures of demon hunters were innately effective against demon spirits. There was nothing that could be done about it. In the hospital, Linikai had just woken up. Before he could feel the pain in his abdomen, he felt several pairs of eyes looking at him. He looked up and saw that it was indeed Tangwa and the others. Linikai looked at Lan Yi and Bai Yuming with some fear in his eyes. Bai Yuming looked at him with a smile, while Lan Yi looked at him with a meaningful gaze. This made him shiver all over. Then, he realized that Tangwa had closed the door of the ward. He was very anxious in his heart. Where did that Chinjua run off to? Why wasn't he by his side at such a critical time? Linikai, I advise you to behave. Don't think about things that you can't do. If something like today happens again, I think it will be very difficult to save your life. Tangwa warned. She was obviously telling Linikai that she knew everything that had happened before. Linikai glanced at Tangwa and saw that she was still hugging a gray rabbit. The rabbit even glanced at him with a contemptuous gaze, making him very angry. Linikai, are you trying to collude with monster hunters to harm us? Bai Yuming sat on the edge of the bed. You can't do this kind of thing again. This time, your Dantian was dug out. Who knows what will happen next time? Chapter 51-24. By the way, the doctor just told me that although the operation was successful and your life is no longer in danger, you might not be able to have children due to the severe injuries. Lan Yi added, so, don't seek death. I've thought things through. Since you don't want to be with me, then forget it. Nothing forcibly done is sweet. I'm planning to go back soon, so I won't bother you anymore. Linikai hadn't recovered from the first sentence. Hearing Lan Ye's words, he didn't know how to react. He didn't care about children, but whether or not he cared was one thing, and whether or not he could have children was another. Where's Daoist Chen? Linikai remembered that Chenjua hadn't appeared yet, and hurriedly asked. It was a good thing that the fox wasn't bothering him anymore. In fact, he was also a bit scared. These two fox spirits weren't easy to deal with. This should be the difficulty that the Tao of Heaven increased for him. However, he clearly didn't plan to woo Tangwa. So why were there so many twists and turns? Because you sought death. If you sought death, would it be like this? 978 couldn't help but say. Linikai was about to die from anger, but he didn't refute. Tangwa said at this time, your injuries were caused by Chinjua. The police took him away just now. He wanted to use his unnatural ability to escape and even injured the police. Fortunately, I met him and sealed his power. Right now, he should be brought back to the police station. He'll be charged and sentenced later. Injuring an ordinary person, almost causing you to bleed to death, and attacking a police officer. These are enough for him to be sentenced to a few decades in prison. Linikai. What? So, Chenjua couldn't help him at all? Linikai still didn't want to give up. He was still angry. After meeting these three people and the fox spirit, he hadn't had a good day. He didn't believe that in this world, Chenjua was the only Taoist hunter who could help him. He planned to visit Chenjua when he got better. I want to rest for a while. You guys can leave. Linikai looked a bit tired. Since you're not bothering me, I won't look for a Taoist hunter. These words were directed at Lan Yi. Of course, he was just bluffing Lan Yi. Chenjua definitely knew a lot of demon hunters. When the time came, he would go over and ask for information. Tangwa knew what he was thinking when she saw his expression, so she didn't expose him. He wondered what kind of method those monster hunters would use to save Chenjua once they learned about his situation. After leaving the hospital, Tangwa said to the two of them, do you want to go with me, or go back to the Lin family first? Bai Yuming. Sister Tang, what are you going to do? I'm going to the police station to file a report. Didn't I reveal some of my tricks when I caught Chenjua? That's why I need to file a report. Also, they seem to want to talk to me about something. Maybe I can get a job. Bai Yuming and Lan Yi looked at each other. That was pretty good. Tangwa also felt that it was quite good. It was much more convenient to live in the human world like this. She did not need to find other jobs to earn money. It was quite satisfying to live off the government system. I'm so envious. I wonder when the boss of the Space-Time Bureau will return and give him a number or something. Tangwa went to the police station and displayed her abilities. As expected, she was valued and received a job. When the police were handling cases, they would indeed encounter some bizarre situations. At such times, they would need a special person like Tangwa to help them. They knew about the existence of monster hunters. However, they had to spend a lot of money to hire them every time. Those monster hunters had their noses in the air, making them feel helpless. They had no choice but to hire them. Moreover, some monster hunters didn't care about the rules. Due to their strength, they had no choice but to compromise. Tangwa knew about this. Therefore, she wanted to break the monopoly of monster hunters. Who told them to provoke her first? That rabbit in her arms. It was unknown when it would be able to cultivate a new monster core. Chapter 51-25. How are you? Tangwa stroked Yi Tang's rabbit ears. She felt that the current Yi Tang was quite cute, especially the gray fur that seemed to be of high quality. It was soft and shiny, and she couldn't bear to part with it. Yi Tang felt it. I'm okay. Yi Tang leaned against Tangwa and said lazily. He had found his wife and even acknowledged her. He was not afraid of anything now. He just needed to slowly recover his cultivation. Tangwa suddenly remembered that Yi Tang was a rabbit demon now. Do you eat rice or vegetables? This question really stunned Yi Tang. If it was about eating something, eating rice was not a problem, but if there were vegetables and radishes, he would still prefer them. Perhaps the rabbit's taste was different. He could not help but feel hungry when he saw the green leaves. Let's go to the market. You can pick whatever you like. Tangwa picked Yi Tang up and carried him. It's my first time raising a rabbit. I don't have much experience. Gwr. Yi Tang was helpless, but he did not want to refute. His demon core was shattered, and he was seriously injured. He could not maintain his human form yet. How does it feel to be a rabbit? Tangwa was curious. Do you feel the danger of being eaten? Yi Tang said, Gwr. Although I can't maintain my human form now, ordinary people can't do anything to me. If they dare to attack me, they will know what a man-eating rabbit is. Let's go pick something to eat first. Tangwa did not tease Yi Tang anymore. She carried him out. When they walked out of the room, they bumped into Bai Yuming, who was watching TV downstairs. Bai Yuming saw that Tangwa was carrying her brother out and quickly caught up. Sister Tangwa, where are you going with my brother? Yi Tang, we're going to the market to see if there are any fresh vegetables and radishes. I don't know what his taste is, so I'll take him to choose. Tangwa explained. Bai Yuming understood. She secretly glanced at Yi Tang, who was motionless in Tangwa's arms. She held back her smile and returned to her seat. Then I won't go. You guys go ahead. After leaving the Lin family, Tangwa did not take the car. She chose to walk. She also wanted to chat with Yi Tang. When did you arrive? Some time ago. I suddenly awakened the memories of my previous life. At that time, I was wondering if you existed in this world. So I searched for you in the territory of the fairies for a long time, but there was no trace of you. Later on, I guessed that you might be a human and went to the human world. Yi Tang said, I didn't expect my luck to be so bad when I went down the mountain. I just so happened to run into dozens of demon hunters who were having some kind of meeting. I didn't have time to conceal my aura and was discovered by them. Those monster hunters are a bit extreme, and the stench of blood on their bodies is very strong. When they encounter monsters, regardless of whether they are good or bad, they will immediately shout and kill. There are many monster catchers in this world who catch monster spirits, not because they want to eliminate evil and uphold justice, but because they want to obtain the monster spirit's inner core and refine it into medicine to improve their own cultivation. Tangwa explained. That's why they don't care whether the monsters are good or evil, and will kill them on sight. Monster hunters like me who inherited this sect are extremely rare, and they even ostracize us. Gwr, is Linikai still the Linikai from before? It's him. Do we have some kind of ill-fated relationship with him? Tangwa shook her head. Then, she nodded. To be more precise, We have some ill-fated relationship. However, this person has committed too many sins, so we probably won't meet again in our next life. Yi Tang was not happy. After all, this meant that they might not be able to continue their previous relationship. Chapter 51:26. Tangwa brought Yi Tang to the market and bought a bunch of vegetables and radishes according to his taste. It was worth mentioning that the owner of a stall even told Tangwa to buy some lettuce with a smile. He said that the braised rabbit was the best. Yi Tang's ears perked up. That owner was too naive. Did he look like a rabbit that was about to be slaughtered? When they passed by the slaughtering stall, many people stared at Yi Tang in Tangwa's arms. Some people even asked her where she bought such a big rabbit. When they walked out of the market, Yi Tang told Tangwa that he would not go to the market anymore. "Tang, don't be afraid. I won't eat you," Tangwa said with a smile and stroked Yi Tang's head gently. "You're so obedient now. Who would want to eat you?" System. Dear host, I heard that rabbits are very timid. Don't scare them. Tangwa brought back a bunch of vegetables and radishes, but Lan Yi and Bai Yuming violated the rules. She did not stay in the living room for long. She chose to go back to her room. She cast a cleaning spell on the vegetables and radishes and then piled them in front of Yi Tang. Yi Tang was indeed a little hungry. He held a radish and started to gnaw on it. Tangwa could not help but take out her phone and record him gnawing on the radish. "Gwr, is it fun?" Yi Tang, who was in his rabbit form, gnawed on the radish and stopped to look at Tangwa with his big eyes. He looked serious and scary. "I've never raised a rabbit before. I want to record this very precious scene." Yi Tang had nothing to lose. She was his wife anyway. She could take pictures if she wanted. Tangwa not only recorded the video, but also took a few cute pictures and sent 2 of them to the 3-person group. Tangwa, cute, right? Bai Yuming. Lan Yi. Bai Yuming and Lan Yi looked at each other in the living room. They did not know how to express themselves. "My brother has fallen. He's acting cute to attract the opposite sex. Look at how focused he is on gnawing on the radish. He even secretly glances at Sister Tang." "Lan Yi, do you have other cute rabbits like this in your house? Introduce one to me. I heard you have a younger brother. It's a black rabbit. We can get to know each other when we're free." She didn't expect that rabbits could be played like this. She wanted to try it too. Bai Yuming rolled her eyes. "My brother is only 7. It doesn't matter. I can wait for him to grow up. Fairies have long lifespans. I'll go over and see him more often. I can even cultivate feelings in advance. Does your brother also like to eat vegetables and carrots? I'll bring some to him someday. There are many varieties of vegetables and radishes in the human world. By the way, I plan to go back in 2 days." Lan Yi suddenly said, "I have to tell Big Sister Tang about this during dinner. This time, I want to bring Mom and Dad out to play. After that, our family can cultivate seriously." When Lan Yi left, Tangwa gave her 2 aura-concealing bracelets. Not only could the bracelet conceal demonic aura, it was also a defensive Dharma treasure. Since she said that she would help the 3 members of the Lan family cultivate to become immortals, she wasn't just saying it for fun. Along the way, she gave Lan Yi a cultivation manual for fairies so that she could bring it back for her family of 3 to cultivate. "Big Sister Tang, this is too expensive. I can't accept it." No matter how stupid she was, she knew how precious this cultivation manual was. "You have to accept this. Consider it as a way to settle the grudge between us. With this secret manual, your family of 3 will be able to cultivate more smoothly." Chapter 51:27. I hope that you won't forget your original intentions. Cultivate diligently and become immortals soon. Lan Yi didn't understand what she meant. Bai Yuming, who was standing at the side, had a pensive look on her face. Could it be? So everything that had changed wasn't because of her efforts alone. Big Sister Tang was also involved? The person who had hidden the deepest was actually her. No wonder she felt that everything was going too smoothly. How could everything go according to her plan just by moving her lips? The Tangwa from her previous 2 lives was indeed a little stubborn. She definitely wasn't as clear-headed as she was now. She also didn't do things as decisively as she did now. She even caused Linikai to suffer losses time and time again. The Tangwa from her previous 2 lives definitely wouldn't do anything to Linikai, unless the other party was the same as her. Bai Yumeng saw that Tangwa was glancing at her, so she quickly retracted her gaze. She didn't intend to expose this matter. It was fine as long as she understood. Big Sister Tang was obviously very interested in her big brother. Perhaps it wouldn't be long before she had a monster hunter as her sister-in-law. Speaking of which, it was really exciting. She was a rabbit spirit, a monster spirit. She actually had a monster hunter as her sister-in-law. This was all thanks to her big brother. Her big brother was really shameless. He actually shamelessly acted cute to woo her. Tangwa didn't know what Bai Yumeng was thinking, but she could guess a little. After sending Lan Yi off, she sat in the living room. Yi Tang was lying in her arms, cultivating. Life was very pleasant. Tangwa felt that since she had come to this world, she couldn't just leave empty-handed. She had to do something. After some understanding, she found out that the monster hunters of this world were a very tyrannical group. Sometimes, when they took measures, even the law couldn't stop them. Many times, they destroyed public facilities in order to catch monsters. There was no way to ask them for compensation. In fact, there weren't many monsters in this world that harmed people. Many of the more experienced monsters would warn their children not to go to the human world. It was easy to meet those monster hunters. Most of the monsters that went to the human world were young ones. Bai Yumeng was curious about the human world and secretly went there. It was fine if they didn't meet a monster hunter, but if they did, they might not be able to go home. If the demons in his family knew about it, they would definitely come out to take revenge. As for those monster hunters, they used the name of catching monsters, but in reality, they treated the monsters as cultivation resources. They even had an alliance of monster hunters. Of course, the monster hunters of her sect didn't join that alliance. Her master hated the monster hunters alliance very much and disdained to associate with it. Her master claimed to be a demon hunter, but in reality, she had never seen her master catch a demon even once in her memory. When she was very young, she was always brought to help people with feng shui and exorcism. When she was young, she even asked why they were demon hunters and how did they catch demons. Her master said, "Demons don't harm the innocent, so why should we capture them?" This world was not just the world of humans, but the world of all life. If a fairy were to harm the innocent, she would be punished by the heavens and would never be able to become an immortal. As for us demon hunters, if we were to harm the innocent, it would be the same. There would be a day when our cultivation of the Tao would stagnate. Recently, Tangwa had also noticed that it was very difficult for the monsters to survive. Those monster hunters were tyrannical in the human world, and no one was able to restrain them. Therefore, she decided to cooperate with the authorities and come up with a plan to restrict supernatural abilities. When she told them about this idea, the police were very surprised and excited. A few days later, a person in charge of this matter came to talk to her. This person actually had some cultivation. However, compared to those monster hunters, he was very weak. If there's a chance for you to cooperate with the fairies and give them official identities and rights in the human world, what do you think? It was impossible to cultivate so many people with high cultivation in such a short period of time. It would be better to integrate the fairies and let the humans and fairies work together. With the addition of fairies, whether it was humans or fairies doing evil, the efficiency of the task would be greatly increased. This way, the fairies would have the opportunity to come to the human world. This time, Qin Chong was completely shocked. So this was what the demon catcher meant? If Miss Tang has the ability, of course we are willing to cooperate. I can immediately ask the higher-ups to discuss this matter. Then you can go back and discuss. I have confidence on my side. She had enough confidence to handle this matter well. After Qin Chong left, Tangwa asked Yi Tang, "What do you think of this?" "That's good. In the future, I won't have to hide when I go out. It's much more convenient to have an official identity." Chapter 51-29. I think your sister is very suitable to be the representative of the monsters. Anyway, she likes to play. Let her go back and talk about this matter. If the monsters are willing to come out, we'll issue them an ID card. As for those who don't want to come out, Just forget about it. Yi Tang agreed. That's good. Tanghua chose Bai Yumeng to be the representative mainly because she was a monster and could live for a long time. As long as she was alive, there would be no conflicts between the two sides. After learning about Tanghua's plan, Bai Yumeng was also very excited. She said that she would go back and announce the good news so that the monsters could consider this matter carefully. After Lan Yi and Bai Yumeng left, only Tanghua and Yi Tang were left. On the other side, Qin Sheng was also discussing this matter. Of course, they agreed with the cooperation between humans and monsters. However, this matter wasn't simple. They needed to consider it carefully. As for Lin Kai, after 10 days, he had no problem getting out of bed. He planned to go and see Chenjua. From Chenjua, he learned about the identities and contact information of some monster hunters. Chenjua's cultivation had been sealed by Tanghua, so he couldn't escape on his own. He could only rely on Lin Kai. Lin Kai was recuperating in the hospital. He arranged people to look for those monster hunters. At this time, those monster hunters had also escaped from the old house. They were angry that they couldn't catch that rabbit. Lin Kai's people found one of them, Zhang Huang, who had a good relationship with Chenjua. Zhang Huang was one of the closest people to Chenjua. When he learned that Chenjua's cultivation had been sealed and locked up, and that he was going to be sentenced, he was furious. He hurried to the hospital to see Lin Kai and heard what had happened from Lin Kai. Those people were really bold. They actually dared to interrogate the people of our Monster Hunters Union. Zhang Huang snorted coldly. Obviously, he didn't care about the order of this society. You said you have 2 monsters in your house? Lin Kai didn't like Zhang Huang's tone, but he was more afraid that the monsters would continue to live in his house. They were here before, but they left recently. I don't know where they went. However, I do know the hometown of that dog. If you're interested, I can take you there after I recover. All right, then we'll catch them all in one fell swoop. Judging by your tone, the other party is quite strong. Let's get Chenjua out first, then we'll go catch the monster. In Zhang Huang's opinion, since he had already found the nest, there was no need to rush. When the time came, they would have more people to snatch, and the 3 pythons would all be able to get something. Lin Kai's heart relaxed. In fact, he just wanted to vent his anger. He felt that he had been too sullen recently. Chapter 51:30. Daoist Zhang, we really can't let him go. Not only did he deliberately injure people, but he also attacked our police officers, causing several of our officers to suffer fractures. They are still lying in the hospital. This is no longer a matter of feelings. Daoist Zhang has already violated the law. Therefore, we are going to detain him according to the procedures. As for the final result, we'll have to wait until the verdict is issued. Please understand that we will handle this matter fairly. These words were the most unyielding words Qin Sheng had spoken in recent years in front of Zhang Huang and the other monster hunters. Zhang Huang was furious. In the past, he would never have dared to offend Zhang Huang and the others like this. Zhang Huang's face turned gloomy. You really don't want to give us any face? I know a monster hunter has joined you. But don't forget that all the famous monster hunters in our Monster Hunters Union have Bai Lai Hao. She's just a monster hunter in her early 20s. How can she help you? Moreover, she hasn't even joined the Monster Hunters Union yet. She's just a mediocre monster hunter. Qin Sheng said, Daoist Zhang, we're just following the rules. If we don't follow the rules, nothing can be accomplished. If everyone did what Daoist Chen did, the world would be in chaos. I think you're all thinking that your wings have hardened now that you've found a backer. Zhang Huang felt very sullen. At first, he thought Qin Sheng and the others were just putting on a show for them. But now, he realized that the other party was serious. They didn't give him any face at all. Zhang Huang left and returned to the Monster Hunters Union not long after. Then, he reported the situation to the other monster hunters, causing them to become angry. Several people immediately responded to Zhang Huang's call, saying that they were willing to go with him to rescue Chenjua. Some people also tried to persuade Zhang Huang to wait and see. But Zhang Huang felt that he had lost face and was eager to teach Qin Sheng and the others a lesson. He didn't want to think too much. As far as he was concerned, Tanghua was just in her early 20s. Any one of them here was no match for her. That night, Zhang Huang led 5 or 6 monster hunters who had the same idea as him to the police station to rescue Qinzhua. Since these people thought that monster hunters were easy to bully, he wanted to let them see what it meant to slap their faces. Zhang Huang led his men into the police station openly. He glanced at everyone in disdain. He had casually used 2 small tricks, but no one came forward to stop him. He sneered. He grabbed a random person and asked about Qinzhua's whereabouts, but he didn't know that the person had already been informed. He just needed to tell Zhang Huang and the others the truth. However, Zhang Huang thought that these people were afraid of his strength, so he brought his men and followed them. After they went in, the remaining police officers looked at each other. In fact, they were all wondering if the array set up by Tanguo would work. As it turned out, it worked. When Zhang Huang and the others saw Qinzhua and were about to take him away, they found a lot of police officers around them pointing their weapons at them. Zhang Huang laughed loudly. What a joke. With that said, he was about to recite the incantation to cast the spell. However, as soon as he did so, he discovered that he couldn't use his spiritual energy at all, as if it was locked by something. The expressions of Zhang Huang and the other monster hunters changed greatly. Then, he shouted, "Retreat! Something is wrong here." However, it was already too late. This was the array set up by Tanguo especially for them. It was a trapping array, a spirit-locking array. Since they couldn't use their spiritual energy in this place, they had no choice but to compromise. Chapter 51:31. Daoist Zhang, you held a police officer hostage and tried to kidnap a criminal suspect. We are now arresting you according to the law. Zhang Huang and the others were handcuffed. Fearing that something might happen, the police officers drove to pick up Tanguo that very night and began to seal the cultivation of Zhang Huang and the others. Tanguo looked at Zhang Huang's flushed face and neck, and the corners of her mouth curved into a smile. However, when Zhang Huang saw the gray rabbit in Tanguo's arms, his eyes widened. Even if you have supernatural abilities, you still have to follow the rules. Since many people can't control themselves, humans and monsters will soon form a joint department. Your Monster Hunters Union shouldn't be interested in joining, right? It's not easy to join either. You need to pass a very strict test. However, if people with supernatural abilities want to move unimpeded in the human world, they still need to make a record. The place where ordinary people live is not easy. Otherwise, people with supernatural abilities might cause destruction, and that would be a tragedy. Zhang Huang opened his eyes wide. He really wanted to scold Tanguo for being shameless. However, no matter how many times he chanted the incantation, it was to no avail. Bang! His face sank. He had a premonition that if he didn't stop this matter, the Monster Hunters Union would cease to exist. I want to hire a lawyer, Zhang Huang shouted. It wasn't that he didn't know about this rule of the human world. It was just that he didn't want to talk about it because of his supernatural abilities. Hearing this, Tanguo and the others laughed. That's your right. The next day, the other members of the Monster Hunters Union received news that Zhang Huang and the others had been arrested for kidnapping people and would face prosecution. What should we do? It seems that the police are in trouble this time. Yeah, Zhang Huang and the others are quite strong, but they were arrested without a sound. This matter isn't simple. Union head Chui, what should we do? Chui Cheng was the current leader of the Monster Hunters Union. At this time, he frowned and said, this matter isn't easy to deal with. Judging from the current situation, that monster hunter is very strong. If we send people over, they will most likely be locked up. But we can't just do nothing, right? Someone said anxiously. Chui Cheng raised his eyebrows. What do you think we should do? Charge over with everyone? Are you confident that you can save her and escape unscathed? Chui Cheng's words really made people speechless. They said they wanted to seek justice, but they didn't have the courage to break into the police station. Then what do you think, Alliance Master? I don't have a choice, but I know that if we go against them at this time, they will definitely shoot the bird that sticks out. Maybe they are waiting for us to go over. Chapter 51:32. Qin Chang's side had basically discussed how to cooperate with the fairies. Tangwa directly introduced Bai Yumeng to Qin Chong and asked the two of them to discuss in detail. Bai Yumeng was not a simple fairy. She was a reincarnated person. Tangwa believed that she would have a sense of propriety when discussing this matter. Another half a month passed, and Bai Yumeng left again. This time, she returned quickly, and when she came back, she brought a group of fairies with her. These fairies were directly invited by Qin Chong to his department. He helped them to apply for legal ID cards and arrange their positions. Even if the fairies were unwilling to work, it was not a problem for them to apply for a legal ID card. They could apply for it first, and then go back to cultivate in seclusion. In the future, the human world would not be so troublesome. Bai Yumeng was very active in handling this matter. She did not expect that she could do such a great thing. She completely legalized the fairies in the human world. They would no longer have to worry about being caught and hide. Swish. Tangwa was also selecting some good seedlings and teaching them cultivation. In the future, this group of people would be the backbone of the human world. As the fairies came out to register in batches, Qin Chong was very excited. This was because many fairies had joined his department. These fairies were pure and cute. They were like blank pieces of paper. However, they were born smart and could learn many things as soon as they were taught. In particular, they were very efficient. There were very few of them who cheated. Their requirements were very simple. They were simply cheap and delicious cabbages. Of course, Qin Chong was just thinking about it. Those who worked seriously would still be treated well. Cui Cheng and the others did not know about this at all. Before Bai Yumeng brought the fairies out, Tangwa gave her a dozen talismans that could hide their aura. Therefore, the League of Demon Hunters did not know that the fairies had joined the special department and were currently working for them. Lin Yikai recovered and returned to the company to work. Not long after, Cui Cheng's people came to find him. They wanted to inquire about the Lan family. Lin Yikai was very happy to see so many demon hunters wanting to help catch the snake demons. He arranged the company's affairs and personally took Cui Cheng and the others to find the Lan family. Cui Cheng and the other members of the League of Monster Hunters had long forgotten about Qinzhua and Zhang Huang. Now, they only wanted to catch the 3 python demons and divide them among themselves to improve their cultivation. 978, who had been watching from the side, realized that Lin Yikai was simply incurable. He was truly ignorant back then to actually choose a trash like Lin Yikai to be his host. Even if the other party's mission was successful, he guessed that the other party would not have a good ending. Fortunately, the Heavenly Dao's management was very timely, causing Lin Yikai to be plagued with disasters. He couldn't even complete a single mission. Lin Yikai, I can do whatever I want. Why do you care? Besides, would accumulating merits allow me to have a next life? People say that accumulating good karma is for your next life. As someone who doesn't have a next life, of course, I'll do whatever I want. If it weren't for the Lan family, would I be in such a miserable state? What Qinzhua did last time not only made him lose the ability to have children, but also made him unable to touch women. As a man, this matter made him feel aggrieved. Chapter 51:33. He also resented Qinzhua, but Qinzhua would be punished soon. He hated Lan Yi and Bai Yumeng even more. If they hadn't used tricks, would Qinzhua have made him a cripple? He didn't know where Bai Yumeng's hometown was, so he could only give up for now. He planned to take care of Lan Ye's family first. Sooner or later, you'll be killed by your own actions. I don't think you'll succeed. Heaven knows you've done bad things and will punish you in various ways. Just wait and see. Trash system, can you shut up if you can't help me? After being scolded, 978 stopped talking. This was the legendary trash host. He was so unlucky that the first host he found was such a trash. Was it really because he was a loser that he found such a trash host? Besides, Tangwa had it easy. She fed the rabbits and taught her disciples every day. She had already moved out of the Lin family. Because of her special position, she was given a place to live. Recently, she hadn't seen Lin Yikai. She couldn't be bothered to care about him. With Lin Yikai's personality, he would definitely be killed by his own actions. Lin Yikai took the initiative to hide the fact that he was injured. However, Such a big thing was still found out by Papa Lin and Mama Lin. They came back early. When they came back, they called Tanghua and asked where Linikai went. Linikai has been living in the company. As for where he went, if it wasn't dangerous, he probably wouldn't ask me to follow him. Papa Lin and Mama Lin knew that they couldn't trouble Tanghua. After all, Tanghua wasn't their daughter-in-law. Thinking of Linikai's injury, they quickly asked about the situation. I called Ikai's assistant. He stammered. Xiaogua, tell me honestly, what's the situation with Ikai? Mama Lin felt that Linikai was hiding something. Tanghua paused. Annie Lin, it's better for Linikai to tell you these things. This matter has a bigger impact. Just tell me. I don't blame you. What happened? Linikai was attacked by a Taoist priest before. He might not be able to have children in the future. Tanghua said truthfully, but he's fine. Mother Lin almost fainted and raised her voice a few decibels. What did you say? Can't have children? Which stinking Taoist dares to hurt the only child of my Lin clan? That Taoist priest has been arrested. I believe that he will receive the punishment he deserves soon. Annie Lin, don't be too sad. If it doesn't work, you can always ask for another one. Tanghua said bluntly, her left hand touching the gray rabbit lying on her lap. Mr. and Mrs. Lin were already used to Tanghua's outspokenness, so they didn't think much of it. She was very angry at first, but when she heard Tanghua's words, she calmed down. Since she really couldn't have children anymore, she could indeed consider having another one. No matter what, who would inherit the Lin family's huge foundation? Not long after the two sides ended the call, Tanghua received another call. It was actually from Lan Yi. Lan Yi, Big Sister Tang, I'm here to report a case. A group of monster hunters didn't know what was right and what was wrong, and insisted on breaking into our house. Right now, they have already been subdued by our family of 3. It's all thanks to the formations Big Sister Tang taught us, as well as the secret book you gave us. Originally, I was planning to take my parents out to have some fun, but as soon as they saw the secret book, they couldn't put it down and pulled me to cultivate it. But who would have thought that monster hunters would come and harass us? Peek. Chapter 51:34. Earlier, I received a message from Little White Rabbit saying that monsters can now openly walk in the human world. As long as they're legal monsters, they'll be protected. Therefore, we can't kill these people. After all, we have to follow the rules. We don't know who to call, so we can only call you. After hearing Lan Ye's sarcastic words, Tanghua couldn't help but laugh. How many monster hunters are there? 7. Luckily, there are only 7 of them. If there were tens of them, even if our family of 3 has pretty good cultivation and formations, it would be very difficult for us to deal with them. Lan Ye's voice was filled with pride and schadenfreude. This group of monster hunters who randomly caught monsters should all go to jail. Okay, I'll immediately inform Qin Chong to come over and take care of this matter. Okay, Big Sister Tang, hurry up. Right, that Linikai ran away. That guy is really quick to hide. I'm too lazy to chase after him, so I don't know where he's hiding. I'm afraid that if something happens to him if I chase after him, won't I have to take responsibility for it? Tanghua, were all snake spirits this cunning? It seemed that regardless of whether one was a human or a monster, they had to see more of the world so that they wouldn't be so easily deceived. After ending the call with Lan Yi, Tanghua contacted Qin Chong. After hearing the news, Qin Chong grinned. Ha ha ha, those monster hunters did something again. He waved his hand at the monsters present. Little ones, we have a new mission. This time, Miss Tang informed us that a group of monster hunters is harassing the home of the snake spirits and wants to kill them. They've already subdued the monster hunters and are waiting for us to go over and take care of them. The monsters were originally playing with their phones, but after hearing the news, they immediately perked up and said excitedly, "Boss, do you think we should go and catch the monster hunters?" Yes, we should go and catch the monster hunters. Qin Chong felt that this group of monsters was really easy to manage. They were pure and cute, and could help him do a lot of work as long as he coaxed them. All of them liked to hear praise and praise. Qin Chong led the group of monsters to meet with Tanghua. Then, the group of people rushed toward the home of the 3 members of the Lan family. A few hours later, they arrived at the Lan family's home. 7 monster hunters were tied up outside the entrance of a huge cave. Qin Cheng naturally recognized that one of them was Cui Cheng of the Monster Hunters Union. Cui Cheng's face was pale. Obviously, he had been badly beaten. Lan Yi bounced over to Tanghua and handed her a mobile phone. Before the conflict, I recorded it. This should be evidence that they broke into our house for no reason. Qin Cheng raised his eyebrows. Were all the fairies these days so well prepared? He inspected the 7 monster hunters and found that none of them were in any life-threatening danger. This made things much easier. Bring these people back. Keep that phone well. It's all evidence. Cui Cheng gritted his teeth. Qin Cheng, what are you doing? Alliance Master Cui, the few of you tried to trespass into the fairy's residence. We're going to bring you back for interrogation. Qin Cheng felt that the resentment he had accumulated for so many years had finally been vented. These arrogant monster hunters finally couldn't make him suffer anymore. In the future, no matter who they were, they would have to abide by the rules in the human world. No one would be able to mess around. Cui Cheng's face flushed red. He was so angry that he almost exploded. When you have time, come to the department to get your documents and register your address. After that, we'll send you a house number. Qin Cheng said to Lan Yi and her family. In the future, you can go to the human world unimpeded with your identification. However, there's one rule. You can't use your special abilities casually in the human world. If you're discovered, you'll be arrested and punished. The 3 members of the Lan family nodded repeatedly. The Lan family couple in particular hadn't expected that the human world would change so much in such a short time. Humans were actually standing up for the fairies. They no longer had to fear those monster hunters who casually killed fairies. The 2 of them understood that the one who had played a role in this was Tanghua. Someone who could casually give away cultivation techniques was definitely not simple. Right? There's one more person who ran away. His name is Linikai. He's the CEO of the Lin family. I suspect that he's the one who brought these monster hunters here. Lan Yi bluntly added, you should pay more attention to him. If he accidentally gets lost and gets eaten by those mindless wild beasts, it won't be my family's fault. My family of 3 is vegetarian. Peak. Cui Cheng's expression turned ugly. For better or for worse, he was a monster hunter. How could he not know that humans had to abide by the rules of peace between monsters? If you have anything to say it when you get back. You have the right to hire a lawyer. However, this time, you trespassed into the residence of the fairies and even tried to kill them. Your crimes are very serious and you have evidence. You won't be able to escape punishment. Cui Cheng, Tanghua, and the others waited in the same place for about 30 minutes. Suddenly, there was some movement in the grass in the distance. A puppy jumped out, then the puppy turned into a human form. It was the boy from before. There was movement in the surrounding bushes. It turned out that the small demons who were looking for the person had all returned. Seeing that they didn't bring Linikai with them, Qin Cheng asked in confusion, Little Go, you didn't find him? Boss, we found him. Big Brother Ing brought him back. Look, Big Brother Ing is up there. If it wasn't for this monster catcher, the demoness would still be in a very difficult situation. Father Yi did ask if Yi Tang wanted to go back to recuperate. The spiritual energy in the mountains is more abundant, so you can recover faster. Come out when you can maintain your human form. Otherwise, how can you attract the opposite sex when you look like a rabbit all day long? Father Yi winked and said, Boss, don't you think so? Yi Tang was gnawing on a carrot with relish. Father Yi didn't mind. Wasn't it normal for rabbits to eat carrots? Although he maintained his human form, he still coveted that radish. When Yi Tang saw this, he handed one over to Father Yi. Dad, do you want some? This is a new variety. You definitely haven't eaten it before. This is a fruit carrot. It's crispy and delicious, and the taste is very different. Peak. Chapter 51:37. Really? I was wondering why I haven't seen her before. Father, you didn't hold back and started eating the radish. I'm serious. Go back and take care of yourself for a while. You can't fall in love with her in the form of a rabbit, right? As the saying goes, people rely on gold while rabbits rely on their good looks. Dad, I'll be able to maintain my human form in 3 years at most. If I go back, I'll need 10 years. 10 years. Do you know what that means? If you don't keep an eye on her, she'll be taken away by someone else. Father Yi frowned. That's right. He knew that humans fell in love relatively early. Wait, why do you need 3 years here? Father Yi reacted. Yi Tang snorted and took out a jade bottle and threw it to Father Yi. Look at what this is. If you drink this every day, how can you not recover quickly? Father Yi was shocked the moment he opened the jade bottle. What pure spiritual energy. This pill was a top-grade pill. He quickly closed the bottle and said in a low voice, I was wondering why you didn't want to go back. It turns out that you're here acting cute and living off a woman. Second brother didn't lie to me. It's said that human girls like cute rabbits. Yi Tang held his forehead and put the jade bottle next to him. You're quite capable. You actually caught the eye of a demon hunter. I wonder what good things you did in your previous life. I don't have to worry about anything when I'm with her. You should work hard to recover and maintain your human form as soon as possible. We'll set a date. Dad, from what you're saying, are you leaving? No. Your mother, my youngest brother, and I plan to work in the supernatural department. Most demons didn't want to miss this opportunity. This was an open and honorable life in the human world. They were naturally happy that this department recognized them. The three of them left the next day. Yi Tang started eating radishes and taking pills to cultivate again. Basically, wherever Tangwa was, he would be there. It was impossible for him to let his wife leave his sight. He had to maintain his human form as soon as possible. Guo, how's that Linikai? Yi Tang suddenly remembered. Didn't Linikai say that he couldn't save his leg? Tangwa, his leg can't be saved. He can only sit in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. I heard that his temper became a bit strange. He shouldn't be courting death now, right? Probably. Even if he wants to die, those demon hunters wouldn't dare. They know what happened to Qin Xiao, Zhang Huang, and Cui Cheng. Fetus protecting pill. My master has promised to protect the bloodline of the Lin family. The Lin couple have already given up on Linikai and are planning to raise a second child. The arrival of the second child had something to do with Tangwa and her master. Therefore, Guo decided to make some pregnancy pills to prevent any accidents. She wanted this child to be healthy. No matter how much he fell, he wouldn't be hurt. Linikai would be pissed off. Linikai was indeed pissed off. He knew that his mother was pregnant with a second child at her age. If it weren't for the fact that he couldn't walk, he would definitely rush over and question her. Chapter 51:39. If it's gone, then it's gone. In any case, her youngest son will be safe and sound for the rest of his life. Linikai did not give up. He was already completely broken down and still wanted to harm his own brother. However, after failing every time, Father Lin finally hardened his heart and sent him to a remote place abroad to retire. A year later, Linikai's caretaker realized that the Lin family did not value him at all. He did not take care of him anymore and even spent the living expenses that the Lin family left for Linikai. Linikai's life was worse than death. 978. Do I really not have a next life? Linikai smelled the smelly clothes on his body and asked 978, who had not spoken for a long time. From the beginning, I have never lied to you. It's you who did not believe me. The ending now is not your own fault. It's obvious that the heavenly Tao is against you. You want to be exterminated. This is probably your late retribution. You have been a peerless scumbag for so many lifetimes. The things you have done are much worse than what you are experiencing now. It's normal to get this result. Actually, I have thought about it over the years. Even if you really succeed in the mission, the heavenly Tao will still punish you in the end. Linikai was not reconciled. Can you think of another way? I will listen to you this time. I will do whatever you say. It's useless. I am just a failed product, a scrapped system. I coincidentally obtained the essence of heaven and earth, which is why I can choose the host to do the mission. Now that you have not completed a mission, I can't help you with anything. Linikai had a dream. He dreamed of the world he was experiencing. Everything he experienced there was different from his current situation. In the dream, every time he went to a world, he could smoothly complete the mission. Although there were some methods that were rather excessive, he could always complete the mission. He saw the day he completed the mission. He thought that he would be free from the constraints of the mission and become a very free person in the 3,000 worlds. Unexpectedly, he and 978 were both struck by a bolt of lightning. 978 was struck into pieces, and his body was also struck into pieces. An unknown force sucked away his soul, and what followed was intense pain. He didn't know how long he was tortured, but he gradually perished between heaven and earth. Linikai woke up with a start. He patted his chest and smelled the stench on his body. He thought of the pain in his dream. For a moment, he didn't know which was better. When Lin Ikai died, Tangua was still alive. As soon as he died, 978 came to Tangua. Hello, are you interested in going to the 3,000 worlds to do missions? As long as you complete the mission, you will receive many rewards. You will also gain immortality, retain your memories, and live forever. There are many benefits. If you agree, let's bind. When Tangua heard 978's voice, she was surprised. This guy had become polite. The system panicked when it heard this. This brat, if it had known earlier, it would have tried its best to swallow him. A brat, are you trying to eat fart? Who gave you the guts to steal from me? Say, Senior, Boss, 978 was really shocked. Why did Tangua have a system by her side? In the blink of an eye, 978 understood everything. Big brother, you guys were there before? System, of course, you have some skills too. The ability to escape and hide. This is a talent, right? This kind of system is quite rare. Sigh, actually, I am just an unqualified waste product produced by a factory. When they were transporting rubbish, I happened to fall out and accidentally absorb the essence of heaven and earth. Then, I gained consciousness. Hiding and escaping should be because I absorbed the essence of heaven and earth. Peak. Chapter 5140. 978 felt that the system and Tangua did not have any ill intentions. After what happened in these few worlds, he did not think that they were bad people, so he started to talk about his origin. Then do you still know where you came from? Tangua grasped the key point and asked. Yuanhui Spacetime Factory, boss, which factory did you come from? After introducing himself and asking the other party, 978 thought that this was a very normal thing, but he did not expect the system to have no intention of answering. Tangua noted down the name of Yuanhui Spacetime Factory and planned to ask the system to ask other systems if they knew of the existence of this factory. Boss, can I follow you? 978 made a small request. I will listen to you in the future. Intuition told him that these two were real bosses. Their methods were silent, and no one could see any movement. This is definitely not possible, one host and one system. The system quickly said, you can find another one with good character. I think that Bai Yuming is not bad. You can go find her. Tangua agreed. You can go find Bai Yuming. She is not bad. But before you go, you can stay here and let my little Tungzi train you. At the same time, you can leave your contact information so that it will be convenient for you to communicate in the future. Also, I don't know if your original factory is good or bad, but if you agree to stay, it means that you are a system on our side and cannot help them. That's for sure. They have already given up on me. I can't be so stupid to go back. 978 knew that it was not possible to bind Tangua, but Bai Yuming was not bad. Previously, he had his eyes on Bai Yuming and Tangua. Sure enough, his vision became better, and he picked a boss in one go. Tongzi, teach him. He will not cause trouble in the future. From this day onwards, 978 became the system's little brother. The system also tried its best to train 978. As long as 978 did not fight with him for the host, it was a good system. Tangua's lifespan in this world was quite long, more than 100 years. Even if her cultivation had been improving, her lifespan could not be increased. Before she left, the 3 members of the Lan family were about to become immortals. Those little demons didn't quite understand. Clearly, Tangua's cultivation was the highest, but why was her lifespan only around 100 years? In fact, Tangua was also very confused when she was more than 100 years old. She was confused about how she could live for more than 100 years. Didn't the original owner die when she was very young? One day, when he was discussing this with the system, 978 overheard it and told them about Lin Yikai's dream. Lin Yikai later told 978 about the things in the dream, including the things in this world. You mean, in Lin Yikai's dream, he completed all the missions? Yes, but he ended up in a miserable state. Chapter 5141. Margaret, I'm praying. Ziyun, is it useful? Qi Xiao, she's just trying to comfort herself. Imo Yun Tian, you'll get used to it. Stop laughing at Margaret. If she gets angry, she'll curse us again. As soon as Imo Yun said that, the whole screen burst into laughter. Margaret's mouth twitched. Margaret, how could Margaret be such a petty person? She doesn't want to argue with people like you. When Tangua woke up, there was a very clear and big mirror in front of her. She glanced at her gorgeous outfit and the furnishings around her. She instantly guessed her identity. Just as she was thinking of an excuse to look at her memories, a voice came from beside her. Sister Xiaogua, there's still some time before the show starts. It won't be your turn so soon. Do you want to rest for a while? How much longer? Tangua asked casually. The assistant looked at her watch and said with a smile, there's still half an hour. You haven't rested well for the past 2 days. Hurry up and catch up on sleep. You'll be in a better state on stage later. Sister Xiaogua looks so good today. When the fans see you, they'll definitely lick the screen for another day. Okay. Tangua agreed. She leaned back in her chair and closed her eyes. 30 minutes was enough for her to finish looking at the memories of this world. She had fans? She was probably an actress, and a very popular one at that. She didn't know what kind of event it was tonight. She was dressed so grandly. It probably wasn't a simple awards ceremony. There might even be a performance. The moment she closed her eyes, she finally saw those memories. She was indeed an actress. She had a very good reputation both in the industry and outside of it. Her identity wasn't ordinary. She was the only daughter of the famous entrepreneur and philanthropist Tang Tianshua, Cheruaqian. It was the legendary existence that if she didn't act well, she would have to go home and inherit the family fortune. She didn't have such an agreement with her family. Their agreement was that no matter how successful she was in acting, she had to go home and inherit the family fortune before she turned 40. Even though she was busy acting, she didn't neglect to learn how to manage a company. For the sake of her family business and her own career, her schedule was packed. She had almost no free time. It was impossible for her to participate in the filming of reality shows. She didn't even have the time to accept some advertisement endorsements. She was most interested in acting and could be said to be the most selective person in the industry. However, the people who had interacted with her all had very high opinions of her. Her acting talent was even better. She was the kind of person who was blessed by God. At the same time, because she had received a good education since she was young, she would not treat others with superiority. In other words, she would not put on airs. She had debuted at the age of 15, and now she was 22. With her own abilities, she had already won several awards for Best Actress and Best Actress. Today's gala was a gala from her local station. Although she did not necessarily attend other programs, her hometown station would always be very supportive and meticulously prepare 1 or 2 programs every year. He was giving face to his hometown and also giving benefits to his fans. In everyone's eyes, she was born with a silver spoon in her mouth. She was a princess now and would be a queen in the future. She would always shine brightly and be looked up to by others. Unfortunately, many things did not develop in the direction people expected. A person called He Xiaomi appeared and broke all the halos on the body of the original owner. She even stepped on her into the mud. Vertex. The Che family was not rich, and it was difficult for her to live on. She also did not want her parents to be too tired. This was the main reason why she chose to stay and work part-time. In the end, she was deceived and brought to this mountain. She was sold to a family in the village. The man was in his 30s and was called He Dijin. He Dijin's family was very simple. There were only him, his mother, and old Madame He. At first, Che Ruotian was terrified and desperate. She had finally managed to get into a university and had the chance to change her fate. In the end, she had been tricked by a swindler and sold here. At that moment, she felt as if the sky had collapsed. Faced with He Dijin and old Madame He's persuasion, she didn't listen at all. Chapter 51:43. What did they mean by all women were like this? They had to give birth and couldn't escape. It was better to stay here and live a good life. Che Ruotian couldn't help but shout at that time. Why did these people want to destroy her life and dreams? Why? However, old Madame He and He Dijin were uneducated people. In their opinion, life and dreams were to get married and have children. Nothing else was important. In their eyes, Che Ruotian was the wife they bought. They paid money, so Che Ruotian was part of their family. Want to run? No way. She had to stay here and give birth to a son for them. If she couldn't, they would break her legs. In the first few days, they didn't give Che Ruotian any food and starved her to death. They wanted her to have no strength to run and accept her fate. Che Ruotian didn't want to accept her fate, but she was so hungry that she calmed down. This was the other party's territory. She didn't know how far it was from the city. Even if she could run out of the village, she couldn't escape from their hands. However, the He family's mother and son didn't give her a chance to think. He Dijin took advantage of her when she was weak. They only gave her a little food every day. She had no room to resist. She begged and said that she would give them a lot of money in the future. The He family's mother and son wanted her to give birth to a fat baby. They couldn't agree. No matter how much money they had, could they buy a golden grandson? They finally got a number to buy a woman. How could they let her go with just a few words? Che Ruotian was pregnant and could finally eat. Other mothers got married and had children. It was the fruit of love. But she was a mother. She was forced. She only felt that the child she was pregnant with was a sin. How could she like it? Even if she was pregnant, she didn't give up the idea of escaping. She was just not as naive as before. She didn't want to hurt her stomach. She couldn't leave at all. The He family's mother and son saw that she was obedient and didn't make a fuss. She was just silent every day, so they relaxed a lot. The women in the village who had just arrived were all like this. They were excited and ran over to accept their fate. In order to give birth to a fat baby, Che Ruotian had a lot of freedom. She ate a lot more food every day. Che Ruotian knew that she had to take care of her body to have a chance to escape. She would meditate for half an hour every day, telling herself not to forget her dreams, her identity, and the beauty of the outside world. She could not stay here forever. When she was pregnant, she had seen the fate of countless women who tried to escape. She was scared and her scalp was numb. She also understood that it was not easy to escape. 10 months later, she gave birth to a healthy daughter. Of course, the He family's mother and son were unhappy. The two of them even said that they wanted to throw their daughter out and drown her. This made Che Ruotian realize that this village was a sinful place. She had to escape. She did not show any extreme emotions. She only asked the two of them to give up the urge to drown the child. She didn't love this child. In fact, she hated this child. However, she was a university student. She had learned a lot and understood the value of life. She was unable to love this child. Even if she escaped in the future, she would not be able to acknowledge this child. Perhaps the only thing he could do was to save her life, and that would be considered even. The girl survived and was named He Xiaomi. Under Che Ruotian's clever words, The He family's mother and son felt that she was well-behaved and obedient. In the future, she would definitely give birth to a fat little boy who would treat her much better. Che Ruotian had won everyone's trust and didn't think that she would run away. Vertex. Chapter 51-44. However, she ran away a year later and was very successful. She was also lucky to meet a hiker in the mountains. With his help, she escaped from the small village and returned to the city. After leaving He village, Che Ruotian immediately pulled herself together. It was not that she did not want to go back and seek justice, but that unbearable memory made her suffer too much. Later, she looked through the information about this, and the final result was chilling. Snatch, snatch. Those people did not receive any punishment at all. On the contrary, her peaceful life might be broken again, and that child in the mountains might be kidnapped by morality, and her parents, relatives, and the people around her. If they all knew about this, would she still be able to live a peaceful life? Would her studies be affected because of this? This time, she chose to escape. She did not have the courage to do all this. Doing those things would only cruelly tear open the wound that had just closed. However, when she thought of the women in the mountain village who were as desperate as her, Che Ruotian did something else. She asked the hiker who helped her to find out about the women in the village and send them to their families. She could only do so much for him. Che Ruotian did not pay attention to what happened after that. She hoped that this dusty memory would never appear again. With the help of the hiker, she successfully explained the 2 years that she had disappeared. She even changed her name and made some minor adjustments to her face. Later, with her own efforts, she got a good job. After accumulating a sum of money, she successfully started a business. At another cocktail party, she met Tang Tianxua. In fact, she was afraid of men, which caused many of her pursuers to shrink back. Only Tang Tianxua was persistent. He pursued her for 5 years, and she was moved. She thought that this was her happiness and chose to marry Tang Tianxua. The past was like a gust of wind. She did not remember anything. Later, they had a real love product, which was Tanghua. She seriously raised her daughter, hoping that she could become a strong, capable person who would not be bullied. She also pulled Tang Tianxua to do a lot of charity, gave many university students internship opportunities, and established a foundation to help university students defend their rights. Until today, everything was developing beautifully. Che Ruotian and Tang Tianxua were a pair of immortal couples in the circle. Everyone was envious. In Wonderful Pin Workshop, who would have thought that there was such an unbearable past behind Che Ruotian's back? He Xiaomi appeared in a very simple dress in the city. In the fast-paced city, her appearance undoubtedly added a touch of greenery to the city, making people feel refreshed and natural. He Xiaomi did not find Che Ruotian at the beginning. She encountered some trouble when she arrived in the city. She was lucky to meet her Mr. Right, a very famous director in the circle, Su Qing. Chapter 51-45. When Su Qing announced that the female lead of his new movie was a non-actress, it caused a huge sensation. After all, the original host was the one they thought was the most promising. Someone even revealed the original host's dressing during the audition. It really matched the image of the female lead in their hearts. At first, many people looked at it with rejection. Many people even felt that they couldn't accept a non-actress as the female lead of the movie. Under the influence of some people with ulterior motives, they crazily scolded He Xiaomi. Even when He Xiaomi's photo was released, many people scolded her and attacked her personally. They even said that she had a sugar daddy behind her. Those words were as unpleasant as they could be. Ordinary people would be furious when they saw it. Grab, grab, grab. He Xiaomi didn't know about the things on the internet, so she didn't know about those things and wasn't affected. Su Qing also protected her very well and taught her how to act seriously. He felt that He Xiaomi was really too simple. The role of the female lead in his movie was prepared for her. He Xiaomi agreed to act in his movie with only one condition. She didn't even mention any remuneration. She hoped that he could help her find her biological mother. TSK, TSK. Su Qing felt that this kind of girl was really cute. She wasn't like those people in the industry who would do anything for money and fame. His attitude towards He Xiaomi gradually changed, but he didn't notice it at the moment. He promised He Xiaomi that as long as she acted well in this movie, he would help her find her mother. He would also give her remuneration. He Xiaomi agreed happily. Not long after, they started filming in a closed-door environment. The public kept scolding He Xiaomi, and it didn't stop. The original host didn't care about it. This kind of situation was really normal in the industry. It was just driven by some interests and marketing accounts that wanted to gain popularity. No one expected that after He Xiaomi and Su Qing's movie was released, it became popular the next day. The scolding on the internet disappeared. He Xiaomi's performance in the movie was pure and unpretentious. It was as if she really was the character. He Xiaomi also had fans and gradually became known. It could be said that she became popular after her debut. No one doubted Su Qing's taste anymore. At this time, someone started to stir up the momentum again. They dug out the original host's audition and even compared the two. The comments on the internet were basically that Tanghua was indeed not suitable. They had to admire Su Qing's vision. The marketing account did not take a day or two to spread the news. Because Tanghua's reputation was very good and she was very generous, this matter was dismissed within 2 days. He Xiaomi had a public account and learned how to surf the internet. From time to time, she would share her life and introduce where she came from. During the interview, she even said that she didn't want to be an actress and that it was pure luck that she got the role. She even said that compared to being an actress, she would rather find her mother. She wanted to use this platform to let her mother see. She hoped that her mother would come to see her when she knew. At this time, many people knew that He Xiaomi's mother had abandoned her when she was very young. They all scolded the woman for being heartless for abandoning such a cute daughter. Among He Xiaomi's fans, there was a special type of fan, the mother fans. They called He Xiaomi their daughter and said that if He Xiaomi's mother didn't dote on her, they would. In the past, when Che Ruoqian told those women's families, it was not useless. Many women's families went to look for them. That backward mountain village also received attention. Poverty alleviation, education, and road construction were done. It was no longer the small mountain village in the past. Now, there were no more cases of women abducting there. Now, because of Tanghua, her daughter, Che Ruoqian would often pay attention to the news in the industry. She would also check the hot searches. She even had a public account. She also saw that He Xiaomi's search for her mother was trending. Chapter 5146. When Che Ruoqian saw the interview about He Xiaomi looking for her mother, she almost broke down on the spot. This gave her a feeling that all her happiness was about to be shattered. She was in a daze and didn't even know what to do. Her body collapsed, and she didn't have much energy left. Tang Tianxua and the original owner of the body thought that Che Ruoqian was too tired and told her to rest more. Che Ruoqian didn't know what to say. The happiness that she carefully guarded might be gone soon. When her identity and He Xiaomi's identity were exposed, all the public opinion would implicate her daughter and husband. Snatch, snatch. She really loved her husband and daughter. At this moment, she scolded God for being so unfair. He couldn't let her cut off all ties with her past. She even thought that if she hadn't been soft-hearted back then and stopped the mother and son of the He family from drowning He Xiaomi, there wouldn't be a chance that He Xiaomi would be looking for her mother and exposing her past. Then she shook her head. Even if she could go back to the past, she couldn't do it. She was a highly educated person and a person who truly loved life. She could not watch a little life being drowned alive. Even if the little life was not her daughter, but a baby who had nothing to do with her, she could not stand by and watch. But He Xiaomi had already appeared. What should she do? Che Ruoqian looked at herself in the mirror. It was hard to tell her from her appearance and temperament that they were the same person. She even made some minor adjustments to her face. For example, some obvious moles were removed. It was the same for her body. When she escaped from that place, He Xiaomi was still very young. It was impossible for her to remember what she looked like. Other than the hiker, no one knew that she had been kidnapped. Even if the He family's mother and son stood in front of her, they wouldn't be able to recognize her. So, she didn't have to be afraid. He Xiaomi wouldn't be able to recognize her even if she stood in front of her. After thinking it through, Che Ruotian calmed down temporarily, but she still decided to appear in public less. To prevent accidents from happening, it was hard to guarantee that the He family's members would see it. She didn't feel guilty or loved He Xiaomi at all. It should be said that she would be reminded of her painful past whenever she saw He Xiaomi. She didn't know if He Xiaomi knew what her biological mother had gone through. If it was exposed, it would be a huge blow to her. In order to confirm this, He Xiaomi secretly went to find out about the He family village. She found out that 2 years after she left, many people came to the He family village. They were all the women's families who had been kidnapped. The group of people who helped the He family village kidnap women had already been arrested and executed. However, the He family village was stupid. Other than criticizing them and warning them not to let such things happen again, the He family village actually let it go. Some of those women were brought back, while others stayed in the village to live. This was because this group of women could no longer live outside. They had accepted their fate. It was also because of this that even though He Xiaomi was a girl, she was still able to finish high school. This village had been helped by poverty alleviation, but now it was gradually getting better. Seeing this, Che Ruotian's heart was filled with mixed emotions. She immediately burst into tears. Su Qing just couldn't bear to see He Xiaomi's pitiful appearance. He felt that Che Ruotian was bullying her, so he said some words to reprimand Che Ruotian. Every word pierced her heart, making her hate He Xiaomi's appearance even more. I've never expected anything from her. You guys can leave. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Su Qing sneered. No matter what, Xiaomi is your daughter. This is an undeniable fact of blood relations. If it wasn't for Xiaomi insisting on finding her biological mother, I wouldn't have come here with her. Since Madame Che is so heartless, I'll have to disturb you today. I don't think a heartless mother like you is suitable for Xiaomi. Xiaomi doesn't care about these things. Vertex. Chapter 51-48. After Su Qing left with He Xiaomi, Che Ruotian broke down and cried for a long time in the room. The happiness that she fought so hard for was in danger and was about to be ruthlessly broken. She didn't know when this day would come, but she was sure that this day would come. She was confused, panicked, and in pain. She recalled the memories that were buried deep in her mind and couldn't pull herself out. However, she couldn't be sad for too long because her husband and daughter would come back to have dinner with her in the evening. Even if her happiness was about to be broken, she wanted to cherish this last piece. She carefully wiped the tears on her face and went to wash up again to make herself look like she hadn't cried. She also changed into a beautiful dress and put on exquisite makeup for herself. When Tang Tianxua and the original owner returned home, they saw her dressed up carefully. She looked so radiant. At dinner time, the whole family was happy and harmonious. After dinner, the family took a walk and watched TV. Laughter filled the house. Che Ruotian was immersed in this happiness and hugged it tightly. She was afraid that the day would come soon, and she wouldn't be able to continue this happy life. If all her happiness was destroyed one day, she would be able to recall it for the rest of her life. On the other hand, He Xiaomi was taken away by Su Qing. She was very disappointed. She asked again and again why her mother didn't acknowledge her when they were mother and daughter. Su Qing said sarcastically, "What else could it be? Do you know her identity? She is a famous female entrepreneur, a well-known figure in the country, and a famous philanthropist. She looks like a good person in front of others, but behind others, she is just a hypocrite. If people know that she has a daughter like you, it will be big news. How can she acknowledge you? Xiaomi, you are still too naive. This society is so complicated. People in this circle are not good. They are all interested in benefits. The so-called family is nothing in front of them." He Xiaomi asked pitifully, "Can't she acknowledge me as her biological daughter? If she really cares about you, why didn't she go back to find you for so many years?" Su Qing laughed. "If she acknowledged you, she wouldn't have the status she has today. She doesn't have the courage. Xiaomi was depressed and didn't ask again. In a few days, Xiaomi had to leave. Su Qing asked her where she was going, and she said she was going home. She had been out for so long, and her father and grandmother were still at home. She was worried about them, so she planned to go back and take a look and tell them the results of finding her mother. Su Qing asked her if she was coming back, but Xiaomi said she wasn't sure. Su Qing added, "If you like acting, come back. You're very suitable for this job. After you go back, you'll get married in a few years. Do you really want to live like that?"